developed and released for public consumption?
Yes.
How will community input be integrated into a plan when we're not allowed to comment and only allowed to ask questions? And why has today's ERI meeting structure been changed last minute to minimize impact, input, and feedback?
Let them answer that. Let's start with those two.
Yes.
So the reason we started with that was just to give you an overview of the county.
We had the overview.
No, you
That's
can
all
talk
the
about
answer
this
our
for
question.
you.
That was a sales pitch.
To questions as opposed to public comment, which is what you're supposed to do in order to integrate public feedback into the EIR report.
No, we do have that opportunity for you to provide comments. This is an opportunity for you to talk about the design, your input into the design.
We don't want to design.
We don't want to. We don't want this project. So therefore, you have to get our feedback on
Your public
We don't want this
comment
project.
is about the environmental impact.
Right.
There are
So-
policy issues that cannot be addressed.
So when will you
here.
have a no-build analysis for public
That's
consumption?
supposed to be part of a full EIR report per CEQA law. So when
does
will that
that
be
Wait,
included? When will that
This
be ready?
is not we're not going for the full EIR. This is a
Why
mitigated
not?
next step.
Why
Why
do you
not
not?
streamline? Why
You
don't you
can-
streamline the
That
environmental
question
review
can be
process
taken
too?
up with planning department. They would be in a better position to explain the process to
No,
you
we are
better
here
than I
to find
can.
out about the EIR process. That's what we're here for. We're asking you questions. Why are we not going through a full EIR process?
So the questions that we are obligated to answer at this forum is about the project scope and
I'm
the
sorry.
design. So the environmental review, specific questions to the environmental review is directed to planning. They have the codes that they can refer to that they will be able to answer. And I have Chris's contact
You
information.
don't know why there's no full EIR process happening.
You also have 20 days period, the public
You
comment
do not
period
know
also.
You've
why
had
there
years.
is not a full
You've
EIR
had years
process.
on this, and we're supposed to have 20 days?
Yeah.
Okay. So you don't know why there's not a full EIR process.
Tell me why constructing a whole new jail is sufficient enough to have a negative declaration, a mitigated negative declaration, like you said. When you're putting a whole new structure into a neighborhood, how is that
Nearly $300 million
streamlining the
worth.
environmental impact report?
And that we will be paying for the next 30 years.
It's true. We should
Alright,
have a full
who
the
inside?
year
Anyone
long
else
have
review
a
process
question?
available.
I can give you preliminary information about how we came to a mitigated net debt. Initially, we submitted a
So did you
preliminary.
explain to everyone, since they're not doing their job, what they're saying is that they submitted a mitigated negative declaration,
If you would let
which
me answer
which
the
they have to go
question,
through an environmental impact report.
sir, if you would let me answer the question, then I can provide the information. You asked me the question, so please give me the opportunity to tell you what I know, so that everyone else can hear it. Thank you. The reason we submitted a preliminary project assessment application, so what that does is it has an initial environmental assessment. And what we found out was the significant impact was to the historic building. If we were going to demo that historic building, then we would have to go for a full EIR. We opted to avoid that. So that was our first significant environmental impact, and we chose to avoid that. There are technical studies underway at the moment.
Well, we would like
And
you to
because,
revisit that.
because it is a replacement, because if you notice on the 6th and 7th floor, there are 828 beds. It is being replaced with 512 beds. So that's a decrease in scope. And so
You have a very narrow definition of environment. Number of beds,
This is
number
so
of floors.
irresponsible.
Shame.
Important
Shame.
critical.
Shame.
Most of the
Shame.
has
Shame.
the environment.
Shame.
It's
Shame.
the people of
Shame.
the city.
Shame. Shame.
The ones who
Shame.
are on the streets, and the only way they get so-called care is by being arrested. That's part of the environment too.
So,
Excuse me,
Kyle
why are
Evan,
we
there's
not
a
putting more money into programs after we get out of jail?
That's right. That's right. That environment, huh?
as you heard from the sheriff, San Francisco is very committed
And
with
that's
adult
from our
probation
youth.
and other
That's from our
departments to
youth,
put
too.
money into programs. We are. If you have policy issues, though, that there is time to bring up the policy considerations, and that's with our policymakers, the Board of Supervisors, the Mayor's Office, the state officials, when they're going to be considering the grant request. So there are options for
That's true,
the
but what
policymakers.
this hearing is basically trying to shove this whole plan down our throats, step by step.
So
Every little hearing has a particular purpose, and you can't talk about anything else, but there's never an opportunity to talk about whether or not this thing should exist.
And
Why
also,
don't you have to do a racial
I wanted to know, just because you're building a beautiful facility, that doesn't mean that people are going to get treated with respect and dignity and integrity. That doesn't mean that they're going to get proper medical health care. That doesn't mean they're going to get proper mental health care. That doesn't mean that the officers are going to treat people with respect that are controlling the jails. That doesn't mean when people get out, they're going to have a place to stay, you know. And we're saying no new jail, and the officers that work in the jail are saying job security.
what is going to be the entire timeline from this point until the final environmental impact report? Will you hold another public meeting with translation in all languages requested? If not, why? What languages will the report be translated into, specifically Tagalog, Mandarin, Spanish, and English? Why isn't there sign language interpretation or speaking, like auditory assistance with speakers here? A full ERI includes a no-action alternative study. We demand a full EIR report.
Yes.
We demand a full EIR report.
Full
EIR report.
Full EIR report. Full EIR report. Full EIR report. Full EIR report.
we will take that and we'll take that back to planning, which will make that determination with the sequel. We will. I mean, we really do want to hear from people, and we will try to bring your concerns and questions to the appropriate agencies.
Security? I need to know that.
Why does it need to be maximum security?
Yeah, why does it need to be maximum security? That means something important.
What does it mean, maximum security, and why do we need to build a facility for that?
It means more jobs.
Within the County Sheriff's Department and the county jail, one of the main ways that we go about housing inmates safely while they're incarcerated is by an objective classification system. And inmates are classified as minimum security, medium security, or maximum security. And when you look at some of the slides that we showed you, and we talked about the alternatives to incarceration and the people that are not actually housed in the jail, what you'll find is that by an overwhelming majority, the people that are actually left and in secure detention are classified as maximum security prisoners. So it wouldn't be in anyone's interests to build a minimum or medium security facility, because that's not who will be housed there. But in terms,
prisoners in there that stole cookies at Walgreens.
we will not.
You guys keep saying inmates, but I'm saying sisters, brothers, friends, fathers. They have to value your work. Those are people that, you know, if given the opportunity, you know, things could be a lot different.
Y'all taking no argument?
Thank you for that. I'm going to come to you in a minute.
Where are the people without bail going to go that stole those cookies at Walgreens into a max situation?
It's interesting because just recently, as a matter of fact, within a matter of months, a new law passed in California called Proposition 47. And it's well, that's the question you asked. I want to address what this lady, ma'am, said, and then I'll sit down.
Don't be transphobic. God.
Wow! What just happened there?
I myself.
Did you just write on my family like that? That was your share of providing no safety for women?
And what I've always understood.
Hell no. Hell no. You just stood up in a meeting in the jail as transgender people. He sets the tone for how transgender people are treated in prison. They get misgendered. That's right. You just opened a rally yesterday. Come on now. You can't talk out both sides of the mouth.
I'll be here if there's any further questions for me. I'll be here all night.
Come on, Sharon.
So, Kyle?
Why is it a maximum security?
Bullshit.
Kyle, for a jail projection question, too. There's a 5% decrease per year until 2020, means 1,000 or so less inmates. Why decide now? And you talked a little bit about there's going to be an updated projection.
The community is going to receive being misgendered by the chief of police.
So
That's
we're
what the
planning.
transgender community is going to receive.
So we're planning to do a final jail forecast update this year.
Apologize! 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 Women's housing! Women's housing!
So we're gonna do a jail forecast update this year.
Right now. Right now. You can't act like that and tell us you house women safely in men's housing. That's not compliant. You can't say the same things like that. That's just not true. You can't be violent like that in public and act like you're not being violent.
Up here in the meeting disrespecting us that way when you were trying to sell your trans pod?
Come on, sell somewhere. Trans ally my butt. Apologize.
The way they're going to treat the transgender when they work for the trans.
Referring to when you misgendered our leader who was speaking.
Just apologize.
You need to
It's the right thing to do.
apologize.
Sheriff, apologize for your deputy. If you want to be on our side, be on our side. Now's your moment.
It's not cute.
I'm not sure what.
You know exactly what
What
you
people
did.
heard.
What you
I
did.
addressed you as ma'am. Is that incorrect?
Because you misgendered her. You said, ma'am,
No, I
or
did.
sir.
Right from the start, I said, ma'am, I'd like to answer your question.
This
I said
is
that
not an apology.
very thoroughly.
That's
So-
not what you
And-
said. That's not what you
That's not what
said.
you said.
That's not an apology.
You gotta
You
understand
said just
what
after
you
you
said.
said what you said.
What I-
You misgendered me. Just apologize.
What I
Just
would-
apologize. Don't be offensive.
Your boss is telling you to apologize.
What-
Just apologize.
What I would tell
Stop,
you is,
sir.
I'm sorry is the word you're looking for.
Just say
I'm sorry I made a mistake.
This is why all the discussion about care for inmates is bullshit.
That's
That's
right.
right.